Characters who are most worthy of lifting Mjolnir. Thor, Marvel Comics. Thor is a fictional superhero appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. The character, based on the Norse mythological deity of the same name, is the Asgardian god of thunder and possesses the enchanted hammer Mjolnir, which grants him the ability of flight and weather manipulation amongst his other superhuman attributes. Debuting in the Silver Age of comic books, the character first appeared in Journey into Mystery No. 83, August 1962, and was created by editor-plotter Stan Lee, scripter Larry Lieber, and penciler-plotter Jack Kirby. He has starred in several ongoing series and limited series, and is a founding member of the superhero team The Avengers, appearing in each volume of that series. The character has also appeared in associated Marvel merchandise including animated television series, clothing, toys, trading cards, video games, and movies. Chris Hemsworth portrays Thor in the Marvel Cinematic Universe films Thor, The Avengers, Thor, The Dark World and Avengers, Age of Ultron, and will reprise his role in Thor, Ragnarok in both parts of Avengers, Infinity War. Captain America. Captain America is a fictional superhero appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. Created by cartoonists Joe Simon and Jack Kirby, the character first appeared in Captain America Comics No. 1, cover dated March 1941, from Timely Comics, a predecessor of Marvel Comics. Captain America was designed as a patriotic super soldier who often fought the Axis powers of World War II and was Timely Comics' most popular character during the wartime period. The popularity of superheroes waned following the war and the Captain America comic book was discontinued in 1950, with a short-lived revival in 1953. Since Marvel Comics revived the character in 1964, Captain America has remained in publication. Captain America wears a costume that bears an American flag motif, and is armed with a nearly indestructible shield that he throws at foes. The character is usually depicted as the alter ego of Steve Rogers, a frail young man enhanced to the peak of human perfection by an experimental serum to aid the United States government's efforts in World War II. Near the end of the war, he was trapped in ice and survived in suspended animation until he was revived in the present day. Although Captain America often struggles to maintain his ideals as a man out of his time with its modern realities, he remains a highly respected figure in his community, which includes becoming the longtime leader of the Avengers. Captain America was the first Marvel Comics character to have appeared in media outside comics with the release of the 1944 movie serial, Captain America. Since then, the character has been featured in other films and television series, more recently in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, portrayed by Chris Evans in Captain America, The First Avenger, The Avengers, Captain America, The Winter Soldier, Avengers, Age of Ultron, Captain America, Civil War, and the upcoming Avengers, Infinity War, 2018, and its untitled sequel, 2019. Odin, Comics. Odin is a fictional character appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. The character is first mentioned in Journey into Mystery No. 85, October 1962, then first appears in Journey into Mystery No. 86, November 1962, and was adapted from the Odin of Norse mythology by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. He is the father of Thor and former king of Asgard. Sir Anthony Hopkins portrays Odin in the 2011 superhero feature film, Thor, and reprised his role in the 2013 sequel, Thor, The Dark World, while he is set to reprise the role in the upcoming 2017 sequel, Thor, Ragnarok. Lady, Thor. Ever since Marvel announced last year that in the new run of comics, Avengers member Thor would be female, the internet has been in a fury of debate. Some of it has been just plain misogyny, no surprise here, others thinly veiled misogyny behind an argument of keeping Marvel's traditions. Some has been claiming it's a gimmick or a marketing ploy, though because Marvel is a commercial company, I'm not sure exactly why this is worse than a million blockbuster movies, and others who just think the writing isn't up to par to support the idea of a female Thor. Of course others are just plain thrilled with a female Thor, rocking the hammer and helmet like a true badass. Not Lady Thor, not She-Thor, but Thor, the real deal. And as for Marvel? It's listening to all you haters out there. Writer Jason Aaron and illustrator Russell Dauterman can hear everything you have to say about the goddess of thunder, especially you, Fox and Friends Tucker Carlson, who seriously used the word chick in 2015 to describe a woman. And they're imbuing your anti-feminist arguments into the next edition of the comic, Thor number 5. The creators of the comic had its villain, Absorbing Man, say feminists are ruining everything, and then the female Thor promptly break his jaw. That's a statement if I ever heard one. And as for those who think the female Thor is against Marvel's own traditions and Thor's backstory, Aaron also has something to say about that, which he commented on with The Verge. It goes back really to Thor's first appearance, Aaron told me. To have somebody else come in and pick up that hammer and be changed by it, to me, is an evolution of that idea started by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby back in 1962. Aaron said that it seemed to be a natural progression for a woman to pick up Thor's hammer and become Thor herself, dating back to the character's original story created by Lee and Kirby and following in the original Sin story arc. So it's not really bucking tradition at all. In fact, dismissing the idea of a woman being able to become Thor seems like an oversight of the original story, something that wouldn't quite be explained why it could be only men. For now, comic readers don't know just who that woman is, though everyone is dying to know. The big bets are on SHIELD agent Ross Solomon, who plays a big role in Aaron and Dauterman's comics, and who has a sort of Clark Kent Superman thing where Thor and Solomon never seem to be in the same room at the same time. But no matter who the female Thor is, it seems that Aaron and Dauterman are making sure she's here to stay. Which is good because women in comics are here to stay too. And the creators will take a hammer to anyone who dares cross her. Superman. Superman is a fictional superhero appearing in American comic books published by DC Comics. The character was created by writer Jerry Siegel and artist Joe Shuster, high school students living in Cleveland, Ohio, in 1933. They sold Superman to Detective Comics, the future DC Comics, in 1938. Superman debuted in Action Comics number 1, cover dated June 1938, and subsequently appeared in various radio serials, newspaper strips, television programs, films, and video games. With this success, Superman helped to create the superhero archetype and establish its primacy within the American comic book. The character is also referred to by such epithets as the Man of Steel, the Man of Tomorrow, and the Last Son of Krypton. The origin story of Superman relates that he was born KALL on the alien planet Krypton, before being rocketed to Earth as an infant by his scientist father Jor-El, moments before Krypton's destruction. Discovered and adopted by a Kansas farmer and his wife, the child is raised as Clark Kent and imbued with a strong moral compass. Very early on he started to display various superhuman abilities, which, upon reaching maturity, he resolved to use for the benefit of humanity through a secret Superman identity. Superman resides and operates in the fictional American city of Metropolis. As Clark Kent, he is a journalist for the Daily Planet, a Metropolis newspaper. Superman's love interest is generally Lois Lane, and his archenemy is supervillain Lex Luthor. He is typically a member of the Justice League and close ally of Batman and Wonder Woman. Like other characters in the DC universe, several alternate versions of Superman have been depicted over the years. Superman's appearance is distinctive and iconic. He usually wears a blue costume with a red and yellow emblem on the chest, consisting of the letter S in a shield shape, and a red cape. This shield is used in many media to symbolize the character. Superman is widely considered an American cultural icon. He has fascinated scholars, with cultural theorists, commentators, and critics alike exploring the character's impact and role in the United States and worldwide. The character's ownership has often been the subject of dispute, with Siegel and Shuster twice suing for the return of rights. The character has been adapted extensively and portrayed in other forms of media as well, including films, television series, and video games. Several actors have portrayed Superman in motion pictures and TV series including Kirk Allen, George Reeves, Christopher Reeve, Tom Welling, Brandon Routh, Henry Cavill, and Tyler Hoechlin. Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill is a fictional superhero appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. The character first appears in Thor number 337, November 1983, and was created by writer-artist Walt Simonson. Debuting in the Bronze Age of comic books, The character was initially intended to be a surprise as an apparent monster who unexpectedly proves to be a great hero. As such, Bill becomes the first being outside of the Marvel Universe's Norse pantheon to be deemed worthy to wield Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. After an initial rivalry for possession of the weapon, the alien warrior was granted a warhammer of his own, called Stormbreaker, and the two reconciled as staunch allies. Beta Ray Bill has been featured in other Marvel-endorsed products such as animated television series, video games, and merchandise such as action figures and trading cards. He was voiced by Paul Dobson in the animated DVD film Planet Hulk. Rogue. Rogue is a fictional superhero appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics, commonly in association with the X-Men. She debuted in Avengers Annual No. 10, November 1981, as a villain, but then soon after joined the X-Men. Rogue is part of a subspecies of humans called mutants, who are born with superhuman abilities. Rogue has the involuntary ability to absorb and sometimes also remove the memories, physical strength, and superpowers of anyone she touches. Therefore, Rogue considers her powers a curse. For most of her life, she limited her physical contact with others, including her on-off love interest, Gambit, but, after many years, Rogue finally gained full control over her mutant ability. Hailing from the fictional Caldecott County, Mississippi, Rogue is the X-Men's self-described Southern Belle. A runaway, she was adopted by Mystique of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants and grew up as a villain. After Rogue permanently absorbs Ms. Marvel's psyche and Kree powers, she reforms and turns to the X-Men, fearing for her sanity. Rogue's real name and early history were not revealed until nearly 20 years after her introduction. Until the backstory provided by Robert Roddy in the ongoing Rogue series, which began in September 2004, Rogue's background was only hinted at. Her name was revealed as Anna Marie, although her surname is still unknown. She has sometimes adopted the name Raven, which is the first name of her foster mother Mystique. Rogue has been one of the most prominent members of the X-Men since the 1980s.
Wonder Woman. She is almost female equivalent of Thor, though most of the times, her correlations comes with Superman. Diana, which is her real name, is the goddess of truth. She was born when her mother, Queen Hippolyta, molded some clay, from shores of Paradise Island where immortal Amazonian used to live, into a baby girl. The 6 members of Greek pantheon bounded the soul to the clay and each presented her a gift that are the superpowers asked here for. Demeter gave her super strength. Athena gave her wisdom and courage. A hunter's heart and communion skills with animals came from Artemis. Aphrodite presented her with beauty and a loving heart. Hestia made her sister of fire. Hermes gave her speed and the power of flight, although that was in her sandals. She was brought up as a warrior once she won the fight contest organized by her mother and named as Amazon's champion. Diana often dealt with war, injustice, inequality, death, and conflicts involving the Olympian gods. For her mission she was given Lasso of Truth, which gives her power of possess anyone to speak the truth. Sandals of Hermes, which gives her super fast fight. Besides this she also acquired other weapons like indestructible bracelets, weaponized tiara, magical sword. Batman. Batman is a fictional superhero appearing in American comic books published by DC Comics, as well as its associated media. The character was created by artist Bob Kane and writer Bill Finger, and first appeared in Detective Comics number 27. Originally named the Batman, the character is also referred to by such epithets as the Caped Crusader, the Dark Knight, and the world's greatest detective. Batman is the secret identity. The best way to sum it up would be that Batman is the perfect human, which in real life is impossible, but this is comics. He's as physically able as every Olympian for the last 10 years combined. Peak human strength, speed, reactions, etc. Knows most forms of martial arts, most sciences, criminology, psychology, biology, engineering, etc. etc. He's also one of the most intelligent people in the DC universe, a genius inventor, and the world's greatest detective. I really wouldn't call him DC's most dangerous character, simply because he's a hero. If he was a villain, probably. But he doesn't kill as a rule, and he's almost always focused on saving people. He certainly is the most skilled character in the DC universe, and a common joke in the fandom is, Batman beats anyone with an hour of prep time, because of how resourceful, creative, and skilled he is. As for the, took down the whole Justice League all by himself, bit, that's a bit of a misunderstanding. What you're referring to here is the Justice League arc called Tower of Babel, or possibly its animated adaptation, Justice League, Doom. While this arc does lead to the entire Justice League, besides Batman, being defeated, there are several caveats. 1. Batman doesn't implement this plan. In both versions, Tower of Babel and Doom, Batman creates contingency plans for all members of the Justice League in case one of them goes rogue / is controlled by someone else. Since he's one of the only pure humans on the JL, that makes sense. What's the world gonna do if Superman starts lobotomizing people at super speed? However, someone, Ra's al Ghul in Babel and Vandal Savage in Doom, steals these plans and implements them against the Justice League. 2. These plans are carried out simultaneously against the entire Justice League. This is an important caveat, because it's something Batman probably couldn't do himself unless he sprung it on the JL out of nowhere, which he wouldn't do. Both the Flash and Superman have enough speed to stop Batman as soon as he attacks the other one. 3. These plans were carried out in complete surprise, which wouldn't be the case if a Justice League member had gone rogue. So it's still a question if the plans would have worked at all. 4. The Justice League recovered from all of these attacks well enough to stop the plans of whoever stole Batman's contingencies. Because Batman doesn't kill, he wouldn't even kill the JL if they went rogue unless he had to. Anyway, the purpose of pointing all that out was this: yes, Batman probably has the skills and know how to incapacitate any member of the Justice League. But if you were picturing him just fighting the entire league, he'd get annihilated in a millisecond. They're just too strong, fast, and invulnerable. Hulk. The Hulk is a fictional superhero that appears in comic books published by Marvel Comics. The character was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, and first appeared in The Incredible Hulk #1. Throughout his comic book appearances, the Hulk is portrayed as a large green humanoid that possesses near-limitless superhuman strength and great invulnerability, attributes that grow more potent the angrier he becomes. Hulk is the alter ego of Bruce Banner, a socially withdrawn 1. Regeneration. He has the most effective regenerative abilities in the Marvel Comics universe, so effective that he could replicate his entire infrastructure from the skeleton, quite literally. Incredible Hulk number 397. 2. Super strength. He has a base strength level of 50 to 100 metric tons and his strength increases as he gets angrier. His prime strength level is potentially incalculable. He has moved mountains with a weight of 150 billion tons, and that's not even at his greatest level of strength or anger. Secret Wars number 4. 3. Durability. Nothing short of an atomic bomb, or even an atomic bomb, will hurt the Hulk too badly. Incredible Hulk number 440. Yeah.